Rain doesn't fall, it slams. Sheets of water hammer the pavement, swallowing gutters, turning curbs into rapids. Streetlights flicker in the downpour, cars crawl forward, their headlights half submerged, their tires losing grip with every block. Sirens howl somewhere in the distance, swallowed by the roar of the storm. Claire grips the steering wheel tighter. Her wipers can't keep up. Water sloshes over the sidewalk as she inches past a gas station now submerged to the pumps. Flash flood alerts buzz on the radio, but she's already seen enough. A block over, the old houses sag under the weight of the rain, porches bowing, paint peeling in rivulets. Most are abandoned, forgotten remnants of a neighborhood that had long since moved on. One house leans slightly to the left. The porch steps are just barely visible above the rushing water, and wedged between the second and third step, clinging with what little strength he has, is something no one sees. A puppy, tiny, brown, soaked to the bone. His front paws are braced against the step. His chin rests just high enough to keep his nostrils above the current. His back legs dangle uselessly in the flood, his tail flattened by the rain. He shakes, not from cold, but from the effort of staying conscious. Every few seconds he tries to cry out, a weak yelp, swallowed instantly by the storm. He doesn't know how long he's been there. He remembers the water coming fast, faster than he could run. He remembers the first wave slamming his body into a fence, the cold that seeped in, the shouting that came later, people waving him off, chasing him from dry stoops. He found this porch because it was the only thing left. Now, it might not be enough. A plastic bucket sails past, bouncing against the porch post before spinning away. A traffic cone crashes into the gate and vanishes beneath the brown water, the currents rising, inch by inch, minute by minute. The puppy whimpers. His claws scrape the step, one paw slips, his chin dips below the waterline for half a second, and when he lifts it again, his eyes are dimmer. No one is coming. No one even knows he's here. Across the street, a shadow passes, someone running, hood up, shoulders hunched. They don't look. They don't hear. They vanish into the blur. The puppy lets out one more cry. The sound is small, sharp, desperate. It cracks like glass in the middle of all the thunder. Then he stills. He closes his eyes but doesn't let go. Not yet. The rain keeps falling. And somewhere, through the flood, someone hears something they weren't supposed to. Not the sirens. Not the wind. Something smaller. A voice on the edge of vanishing, and it changes everything. His paws keep slipping. The step is slick now, coated with mud and algae and the brown smear of runoff. He tries again, front legs trembling as he claws for a higher grip. His back legs kick uselessly, splashing water that's now lapping at his ribs. He's not crying anymore. He doesn't have the breath for it. Each time he loses his hold, he regains it slower. His nose scrapes the wood. One eye blinks open, barely registering the debris rushing by. A tree branch crashes into the porch post, making it shudder. The water level jerks higher for a moment, then settles again, closer than ever to swallowing the step completely. The puppy shudders. He doesn't understand the words flash flood or storm surge, but he knows what drowning feels like, and he knows this is the closest he's ever come. In his mind, disjointed, fading, there are flashes. A cardboard box in an alley, the first clap of thunder, a fence too high to jump, a man's voice yelling, "Go on, get!" as he was shoved away with a boot. After that, it was just running. And then, here, the porch, the step. The only thing tall enough to cling to, now even that is slipping away. He rests his chin on the wood again, water up to his neck. His breath comes in short, shallow bursts. His ears twitch once. His heart pounds slower. And then a sound, not thunder, not water, a voice. Far away, distant, but clear. Hello? The puppy's eyes flutter, his ears lift just slightly. A pause. Then, is someone there? He tries to lift his head. It barely moves. Hello? Is that a dog? The voice is closer now, a woman calling out through the wind. He finds one last sound in him, a small, broken yelp. 2 blocks away, Claire freezes. She's out in the storm, pulling soaked trash bins to the curb so they don't float away. She should be inside, sheltering like everyone else, but something made her step out. Something made her stop. She hears it again, a tiny bark, faint, warped by the wind. She turns toward the sound, scans the street. Nothing, just water, empty porches, shuddering trees. Then another yelp, quieter, more fragile. She drops the bin. "Hey!" she shouts. "Where are you?" No answer, just rain. Claire begins walking, then jogging, then running. She doesn't know what she's heard or where she's going, but something out there is holding on. By inches, the current fights her every step. Claire stumbles as water slaps against her thighs, numbing her legs, pulling at her coat. Her shoes are long gone, ripped from her feet when she hopped the fence behind the abandoned house. She doesn't care. She heard him. She's sure of it now. There, just beyond the sagging porch, something moves, a blur of brown, trembling. Claire crashes through the current, arms out for balance. Her breath comes hard and fast. Every instinct tells her to stop, to go back, to get help. But she doesn't. Because no one else heard him. No one else is coming. The porch groans as she grabs the railing. The wood is wet and splintered. The steps are nearly underwater now, only 2 still visible. And on the second one, barely holding on, is the puppy. His body is limp except for his eyes, wide and wild, locked on hers. Hey, it's okay," Claire breathes, more to steady herself than him. She crouches slowly, ignoring the pull of the water at her back. The puppy lets out a sound, somewhere between a cry and a cough. His tiny paws scrabble as she gets closer, his claws unable to hold the slick surface beneath him. Another wave crashes against the steps. Claire's foot slips. She grabs the porch beam to keep from falling, fingers burning from the scrape. The puppy yelps again, panicking. No, stay there," she pleads, but he can't. His front legs slide off the step. His body starts to go. Claire lunges. One hand catches his soaked scruff, the other gripping the porch rail so hard it burns. The current surges, slamming against her legs, trying to pull them both under. She braces, groans, and lifts. The puppy is light, feather-light, terrifyingly so. His ribs poke through soaked fur, his legs dangle, his heart beats wildly against her wrist. She cradles him to her chest, stumbling backwards up the step. Her foot finds purchase. She grips the siding and hauls herself back onto the porch. Safe. For now. The puppy whimpers, curling against her, burying his head in her coat. Claire doesn't speak. She just holds him tighter. The storm doesn't pause. It keeps howling, but they don't move. Not yet. She looks down at him, his eyes still wide but no longer pleading. He's not alone anymore. And in that moment, Claire realizes something she hadn't felt since the rain started. She's not either. Claire sets him down gently on a towel. The lights in her kitchen are warm and too bright. Her hands shake as she dries his fur, careful not to press too hard. He's not fighting, not whining, just watching her with wide, dazed eyes. He's never been inside a house. She can tell. His paws don't move. His body stays curled, like he's still bracing for the flood. But his chest rises, shallow but steady. She whispers, "You're okay now." He doesn't react, just breathes. Claire calls the vet from the floor, refusing to let go of him even as the phone rings. An hour later, the back door swings open, and Dr. Felix steps inside, soaked from the storm, but smiling when he sees them. Claire pulls back the towel. He was underwater, almost gone. Dr. Felix kneels beside them. Let's have a look. He works fast, fingers gentle, listens to the pup's heartbeat, checks his eyes, wraps a warm blanket around him. Finally, he sits back and exhales. Shock, mild hypothermia, but no broken bones. Claire blinks. He's going to make it? If he made it through that storm, Felix says, he's not going anywhere. That night, Claire doesn't sleep. The puppy lies curled against her chest, wrapped in a blanket on the couch. Every now and then his legs twitch, soft dream kicks, phantom swimming. She rubs behind his ears until he settles again. By morning, the rain has eased, and Claire posts the story. She doesn't include her name, just a photo, a trembling puppy in her arms, soaked and silent, wrapped in a kitchen towel. The caption reads, "Found during the flood. He held on until someone found him. He's safe now." The post explodes. Hundreds of shares, dozens of comments, offers to help, donations. People sending food, blankets, tiny sweaters, names. Claire scrolls through them all, stunned. One comment stands out. He didn't just survive, he chose to. Later that day, Felix returns for a follow-up. The puppy is stronger, still weak, still shaky, but trying to sit up. Claire hands over a stack of donation envelopes from the mailbox. They want to help. Felix nods. A story like this, it reminds people. Claire looks down at the pup curled beside the heater vent, eyes half closed, body finally relaxing. They all keep asking if he's up for adoption, she says quietly. Felix raises an eyebrow. Claire smiles. I told them no. She kneels and strokes the puppy's head. His eyes blink open, slow and calm. He fought that hard to live, she says. He's not going anywhere. For the first time, the puppy lets out a sound, a soft, hoarse whine, and nudges his nose into her palm. Claire laughs through the tears. Welcome home, River. The yard is dry now. The grass, still patchy from the flood, shimmers under a late spring sun. River charges across it like he owns every inch, ears flapping, tail a blur, paws kicking up bits of mud as he spins in joyful loops. He's faster than he has any right to be, stronger than he should be. Claire watches from the porch steps, coffee in hand. Her robe flutters in the breeze. Easy, River, she calls out, laughing. You're going to wear yourself out. He doesn't listen. Not today. Not when the wind carries no thunder. Not when the ground is solid beneath him. Not when the house behind him means food, warmth, and a name that never changes. River. That's who he is now. It took days before he responded to it, weeks before his tail wagged when he heard it, but now it's his. It belongs to him the way the flood once threatened to. A local reporter visits the house on a Tuesday. Claire didn't ask for it. Someone shared the post. Someone else forwarded it to the station. The crew arrives with cameras, a mic clipped to Claire's collar, and a question she wasn't ready for. Why do you think he survived? She glances down at River, curled by the front door, head resting on his paws. He didn't know how not to, she answers. The segment airs that night. The town remembers the storm, the road closures, the damage. But what they talk about the next day is the puppy who clung to a porch step while the water rose around him. Claire's inbox floods again. Rescue volunteers, donation offers, strangers asking for updates. Someone paints a watercolor from the photo she posted. Another writes a children's story inspired by River. People want to meet him, touch the dog who wouldn't give up. Claire limits visits. River still startles at sudden sounds. He still watches the door on windy nights. But he sleeps now without trembling. He eats without hesitation. And when it rains, he doesn't hide. He just moves to the window and listens. Claire sits with him one evening as a soft shower taps against the glass. River is older now, sturdier, his fur glossy under the lamplight. She leans her head against the armchair. You know, she says, I thought I was saving you. River blinks at her, eyes calm. But I think I just happened to be the one listening when you screamed into the storm. She smiles. He shifts, lays his head against her foot, and sighs. Outside, the rain is steady but harmless. Claire closes her eyes, her hand resting on River's back. And in that quiet, she understands what the storm couldn't wash away. Some lives aren't rescued by force. They're rescued by waiting, by inches, by one cry that finally finds the right ears. The world nearly swept him away. No one saw him, no one heard him, until someone did. River didn't just survive the flood, he outlasted it. Inch by inch, cry by cry. He clung to life when he had every reason to let go. And sometimes that's all it takes. A voice, a moment, a hand reaching back through the storm. If this story stayed with you, hit like, share it with someone who believes in second chances, and subscribe for more real stories of strength, survival, and love that never lets go.